So we looked before the break at linking formulas, just linking to individual numbers in different worksheets. In this example here, we're going to look at actually doing a formula that takes numbers from different worksheets. So it's just a very simple spreadsheet that looks at raffle ticket sales by 3 different people, Jackie, Ian and Geraldine. And firstly we just need to do some simple calculations in each worksheet. Also we need to name the worksheets to make the workbook easier to understand. So this one here, double click, and we just call that Jackie. Sheet 2 we double click and call Ian, and sheet 3 we call Geraldine. And then sheet 4 we call summary. So firstly, in sheet 1 we want to calculate the total number of tickets sold. There they are there. Jimmy, can you tell us how to do that, please?
Equals sum.
Yeah.
B4
Yeah.
to
A4.
D4.
Yeah, that's it. 113. Because I've set up the, see the way that's B4 there. This is also B4. Because I've set it up that way, I can copy the sum function rather than having to type it in again. So I can just select this sum function, click copy, go to the next worksheet, click the cell and click paste. Now one other thing about copy that you may not realise, so once you click copy once, you don't have to click it again. It remembers it until you copy the next thing. So because I've already copied it, I don't have to click copy again. It already remembers that I've clicked copy, so I can go to the third worksheet and still paste. I can continue pasting as many times as I want it until I copy something else. And again, because in each of the 3 worksheets, because everything was in row 4, that works. So it pays to kind of plan it a little bit in advance. So we can see here that each worksheet is telling us, I suppose, 2 things: the individual sales per week and then the total sales. And in the summary, we want to show the total sales that were sold in each week. Yeah, I was trying to think of this myself. So in order to do that, I'll just use colour here. Just make it a lovely green. So the total tickets there in, actually no, that's not what I want at all. In week 1, put week 1 in green. So Jackie sold 56 in week 1, Ian sold 45 in week 1, and Geraldine had a good week. She sold 70 in week 1. Those 3 numbers are in green. And to get the total for week 1, I need to add the 3 numbers in green. And unlike saying, say for example, if we had 3 numbers over here, to add these numbers up is relatively easy. G2 plus G3 plus G4. That's because the numbers are all in the same worksheet. But the numbers I want to add up are actually in different worksheets. So instead of just saying G2 plus G3 plus G4, I'm going to have to say equals Jackie, whatever cell it is, plus Ian, whatever cell it is, plus Geraldine. So the formula, as well as referring to cells, also has to refer to worksheets, I should say. To get the individual ticket sellers, it's just a linking formula, so we just start off with that. So equals, click Jackie's worksheet, click cell C1. Remember, to enter that I can either press return or I can click that. It's actually easier just to click this. So that formula there says equals Jackie exclamation mark C1. So it's just taking the value from C1 in the worksheet called Jackie, which is in fact Jackie's name. So here's the question: can I copy that formula then?
Yeah. Yes.
I can. Yes. Does everybody say yes? Yeah. So it's a relative cell reference. Yeah. What will happen when it's C1 when I copy it again?
C1's the same with the name change.
No, it's a relative cell reference. This is relative. So therefore it will change when I copy it down.
Name stays the same.
Which?
The name stays the same.
When you say name of what?
Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie, the worksheet name will stay the same, but the cell reference changes to C2. So it's now equals Jackie C2, so if we go and see what's in Jackie C2, there's nothing. So the way the spreadsheet is set up, it's actually not possible to copy it. But you have to then go, and therefore you have to go and make each formula individually. That's one of the problems with linking formulas, you can't really copy them very well. So equals Ian's worksheet, click his name, enter. Equals Geraldine's worksheet, click her name, enter. I think it'd be good for you to get into the habit of using that enter. I think it's much more efficient actually than like taking your hand away and back again. Center that. Okay, so here we want to add up the green numbers. So it's 56, which is in cell B4 of the worksheet called Jackie, plus 45, which is in B4 of the worksheet called Ian, plus, whoops, stop doing that, plus 70, which is in cell B4 of the worksheet called Geraldine. So the formula has to refer to different worksheets, whereas a normal formula in the same worksheet would just refer to cells. So it's actually quite easy to make a mistake writing a formula like this, and the key is not to press return until you're finished. So just to remind you again, if you're writing a formula in the same worksheet, G2 plus G3 plus G4, it's a very simple formula because all the numbers are in the same sheet. We leave that there just as an example, and I'll maybe move it over here. But because this formula goes across worksheets, it's going to be a little bit more complex. So we start with equals, click into Jackie's worksheet, and you can see it refers to it there. Click the cell, so that's cell B4 from Jackie's worksheet. Now type plus. There's no way out of this, but you have to type something. There's nothing on the screen to do it. Now click into the next worksheet, which is Ian's worksheet, and you'll see that it's now referring to that there. Click that cell, B4, type plus. Click into Geraldine's worksheet, click B4, and then click enter. And there's the formula there, and you can see, just widen the column so you can see it. The formula, press all the right buttons. So the formula as well as referring to cells also refers to worksheets. So B4 from the worksheet called Jackie plus B4 from the worksheet called Ian plus B4 from the worksheet called Geraldine. There's a lot in that formula, and if you try to type that rather than just print by selecting it, even I would find that difficult to get absolutely correct. There's a lot of stuff going on in it. So I would recommend when you're doing linking formulas not to type them. Later on. Again, the advantage of linking formulas is that they are dynamic. The answer is 171. There's 171 tickets sold in week 1. But if I go and change this here, we'll just increase it by 4. So 171 will go to 175. So I'll just make this 60. We change it in Jackie's worksheet, and it's increased to 175. And you can increase it anywhere, so say Ian, I don't know how he did that now, but he sold at 899, you can see this increase there. So $6 million question, can I copy this formula? We couldn't copy this one. Can I copy this one?
Yeah.
Yes, you're correct. And how come I can copy this one, but I couldn't copy the other one?
There's one for me and there's
Yeah.
information going all the way across the road.
Exactly, yeah. Because of the way first we have to copy to the right, so when you copy across, the numbers stay the same, but the letters increase, so the B will become C. So let's go and see what's in, so in other words, Jackie B4 will become Jackie C4. So let's see what's in Jackie C4. That's Jackie C4, which is actually week 2. And then week 3 is in D4, and it's the same in the other 2 worksheets. Like when you have multiple worksheets, it's really important that every worksheet has exactly the same structure. So because of the way I've set it up, I can actually copy across. So Jackie B4 plus Ian B4 plus Geraldine B4, when I copy one column to the right, all the B's will become C's. So now it's Jackie C4, Ian C4, Geraldine C4, and that is 32 plus 24 plus 41, which is 97. And I can copy it again, and the C4 will become D4s. And you can see that in each of the 3 worksheets, week 3 is in column D, so it works. And there you go. So that's, you can see that formula there. Press the wrong button. That formula. Determines to get it to fit in. And to move this back as well. That formula there equals Jackie, and there is an exclamation mark. Jackie exclamation mark D4 plus Ian exclamation mark D4 plus Geraldine exclamation mark D4. Because the values are in different cells, the formula is much more involved than a simple formula, which we can see here. H2 plus H3 plus H4, just adding up cells in the same worksheet. So that's linking formulas. They're relatively easy. I think the most important thing about linking formulas is not to rust them, because if you press a key out of sequence, it'll all go wrong. But the only difference really between this formula, H2 plus H3 plus H4, and this formula is that, as well as the cells, we're referring to the worksheets in the formula. So, any questions on that? No? Right. Probably won't get onto charts today, but we'll certainly finish off chapter 3. So we'll just talk a little bit about styles in Excel. I might need to get my book out to do this. I haven't done it for a while. Okay. I think I need to just close the tab, save it, and then open it back up again. Okay, so all the formatting is done. Firstly, cell styles are here. They're in the home section of the ribbon. I'm just going to print screen this so that I can write a few notes on it. Oops. Some buttons to press. Try it again. The idea of cell styles in Excel is that, I suppose, 2 things. Number 1, to make your life easier in terms of formatting, and number 2, to help people like me who are not very good at formatting. Like, I don't have a great sense of colour. So you can see that there are 6 columns of, if you like, themed formats. And the idea is that as long as you stay within a column, you're using colours that kind of work together, and that helps to format your to have a kind of consistent formatting across your worksheet. Whereas if you format stuff by selecting colours willy-nilly and stuff from the toolbar, unless you're very good at that, unless, like say, somebody down in John Higgins graphics class would be probably very good at that. I'm not very good at that. It's difficult to achieve a good result, and also quite time-consuming. So that's what it's about. The other thing about this as well is that you don't have to accept that. You can program this to look a little bit different, and that's what we're going to look at now in a minute. So, for example, if you don't like the fact that heading 1 is underlined, you can remove the underline, you can customize it. Firstly, we'll just use them, and then we'll see how you change them. So if I go and make this again, see how quickly I can do this. So we're just going to format this using cell styles. The idea of cell styles is that first we stay inside the one column, and then you'd want to use certain type of style for your headings, and then a different style for your numbers. And it's completely up to you how you do it. But let's just start off by, actually I'm going to put in a blank row here. Let's highlight the headings, and let's just stay in the blue. So we'll give it kind of a heavy emphasis for the headings, and then we highlight all the numbers and stay in the blue column, so I'll give it a less emphasis for the numbers. Maybe I want to emphasize these numbers a little bit, so again staying within the blue, we'll give it a slightly heavier emphasis, and then this one here is the same one. I'm just going to put these in currency as well. Currency. And then maybe we put in some sort of a heading here. So heading 1. And then Tom Doyle will put his one like that and center his name. And this thing here, we need to format that as well, so probably the same as that. So you can see with very little effort on my behalf, and I've come up with, I mean, that looks pretty acceptable, I think, actually. If I was to try to do that myself from scratch, well, A, I wouldn't have come up with as good a, like it works, all the colours work together, I wouldn't have achieved that, and B, it would take me a lot longer. Some things in it, though, aren't working very well, so you can see the heading 1 there, because of the underline, just looks a bit odd. So we can go, you might want to change some of the stuff yourself, so we just finish up by seeing how do you change an existing style so that you can customize it to your own taste. So we go to Style Styles, go to the one we want to change, which is heading 1. Whoops. So you haven't done this for a while. Go to the one we want to change and right click, and I want to modify heading 1. Brings me into this dialog box here, and I want to go to Format. And it's like going into Format in Word or Excel. There's, you know, the alignment, the font, the border, and so on. And you can see it has a bottom border. So I just want to take that off and click OK. And while we're at it, let's just really to emphasize make it a slightly different colour. So we'll make it black, maybe. And just to really emphasize it, we'll just give it a white. It's already got a white background. We'll give it that background there. Click OK, and that's what it ends up like. But it means that anytime I now use the heading 1 style, it has the format that I've created myself. And you know, if you're working in spreadsheets a lot, particularly in a company, you want all your spreadsheets to have a kind of consistent appearance. So once you've kind of tweaked your cell styles to your liking, then it's very, very easy to format all the spreadsheets and get them all with a similar sort of a theme to them. So it's a simple idea, but it is, I think, a good idea.
Can you put page number on the worksheets? Just a matter of it.
Yeah, that is in Insert, Header and Footer, and then you want to go here, page number.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. Or if you don't like it that way, you put it in the header. You can go to header and footer. So where's that? None to get rid of it. Insert, header and footer. There's a place where you can go for a custom header. I haven't done it for a while. Bear with me for a second.
By customizing the header,
Yeah,
does it stay that way then, or if you go back to it?
it does, yeah. So here's another way of putting the page number in. So page 1, I'm just going through the footer, and it comes up like that. Or you can have it in different formats. You could have, you know, page 1 of 1 or whatever. You can also put in the sheet name in the footer. So it puts in sheet 3 or file name or whatever. So it's in the insert section.
How will that continue to the whole workbook?
Yes. Oh no, it won't. It'll only work for that sheet.
Which is that big?
Yes, if I go to sheet 4 and print preview, as far as I know now, it'll only work for. I know it goes through the entire worksheet.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's the end of chapter 3. Anybody any other questions?